Look around you. How much of your time is spent worrying about others, what they think, what they do, and whether they approve of you? This is wasted energy. The Stoics teach us one thing above all. Focus on what you control, let go of what you don't. Epictetus once said, "Some things are up to us and some are not." These words hold the key to inner peace and unshakable strength. The world is chaotic, unpredictable, and filled with people whose actions, opinions, and emotions are beyond our command. Yet we waste so much time trying to change things outside our control. This is the root of our frustration, disappointment, and suffering. The Stoics teach us that true power lies not in controlling others or external circumstances, but in mastering ourselves. Imagine a man standing in the middle of a storm, yelling at the sky to stop the rain. No matter how loud he shouts, the storm rages on. This is how most people live, trying to control things that were never theirs to command. They worry about how others perceive them, seek validation from those who do not matter, and attempt to change people who have no desire to change. This is a futile struggle, a war that can never be won. The wise person does not try to stop the storm. They simply find shelter, adapt, and move forward. There is immense freedom in realizing that you control only three things: your thoughts, your actions, and your reactions. Everything else, what people say, how they feel, what they do, and the events that unfold around you, is outside your authority. This understanding is not an excuse to be passive, but an invitation to focus on what truly matters. Why waste time trying to force others to understand you when you could be deepening your own wisdom? Why chase approval from those who do not see your value when you could be building something meaningful for yourself? Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, ruled an empire, yet he constantly reminded himself not to be disturbed by what was beyond his control. He faced betrayal, loss, and hardship, yet remained steadfast, knowing that his power lay in his own mind. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is not just philosophy, it is a way of life. The moment you stop trying to control others and start focusing on yourself, you reclaim your energy. Think of all the moments wasted in frustration over someone's words or actions. Think of all the sleepless nights spent overthinking what you should have said, what they might be thinking, or how things could have been different. None of this changes reality. None of this serves you. The only thing within your power is how you respond. When someone insults you, you cannot control their words, but you can control your reaction. If you are offended, it is because you have given them power over your emotions. But if you remain unmoved, their words lose all weight. This is the essence of true strength. People will come and go. Some will love you, some will betray you, some will support you, others will doubt you, but none of this should change who you are. The Stoics teach that character is the only thing that matters. Focus on being just, disciplined, and wise. Let others do as they will. Let them say what they will. Their opinions are theirs, not yours. Their actions belong to them, not you. The more you detach from what you cannot control, the more powerful you become. In every moment you have a choice. Waste your energy trying to control what you cannot, or direct that energy inward to master yourself. The weak chase the approval of others. The strong stand firm in their own truth. The weak seek to control the world. The wise seek to control their mind. Do not be a slave to things beyond your reach. Be the master of yourself. This is where real freedom begins. From the moment we are born, expectations surround us. Society, family, friends, and even strangers create invisible standards that we feel pressured to meet. We are expected to act a certain way, to follow a certain path, to gain approval from others. This weight is heavy, and for many it becomes an invisible prison. The Stoics teach us that the key to freedom is letting go of these external expectations and focusing only on what we can control, our own character and actions. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own. This contradiction is the source of much suffering. We want to live for ourselves, yet we constantly seek approval from others. We measure success by their standards, value ourselves based on their judgment, and feel restless when we fail to meet their expectations. But whose life are we living? If we are always chasing the approval of others, we are not living for ourselves. We are living as prisoners of public opinion. The truth is, no matter what you do, someone will always disapprove. If you take a risk, they will call you reckless. If you play it safe, they will call you cowardly. If you succeed, they will envy you. If you fail, they will judge you. The cycle never ends. The Stoics understood this and chose to walk their own path, indifferent to praise or criticism. They focused only on living virtuously, being just, disciplined, courageous, and wise, because these were the only things within their control. Seneca reminds us, "He who seeks wisdom should be indifferent to the applause of the crowd." The weight of expectation disappears the moment you realize you do not need permission to live your life. Others' opinions are fleeting, inconsistent, and often based on their own fears and insecurities. Why give them power over you? True peace comes when you stop asking, "What will they think?" and start asking, "What is right for me?" You cannot please everyone, and you should not try. Live according to your values. Focus on your growth. Let others talk, judge, and expect what they will. It is their burden, not yours. Walk your own path, and you will find freedom. Life is unpredictable. No matter how much we plan, control, or hope for a certain outcome, the world will always move according to its own design. Challenges arise, losses occur, and unexpected events disrupt our path. Many people resist these moments, fighting against reality, wishing things had turned out differently. But this resistance only brings suffering. The Stoics teach us a different way. Amor, Fati, to love our fate, to embrace whatever happens, not just with acceptance, but with gratitude. Nietzsche described Amor Fati as the highest form of strength, saying, "My formula for greatness in a human being is Amor Fati, that one wants nothing to be different, not forward, not backward, not in all eternity." This is not about passive resignation, it is about active love for what is. It is about looking at every event, good or bad, as something necessary, something that belongs exactly where it is. The universe does not make mistakes, and neither does your fate. Everything that happens to you is fuel for growth. Marcus Aurelius, a man who faced war, betrayal, and personal loss, still wrote, "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it." This is the essence of Amor Fati. Do not curse your hardships. Use them. Let every obstacle sharpen your mind, strengthen your character, and forge your spirit. If you lose something, it was never truly yours. If you are tested, it is an opportunity to prove your resilience. Nothing is wasted when you embrace life as it is. Imagine two people facing the same storm. One complains, resists, and wishes for clear skies, but this changes nothing. The other embraces the rain, adjusts their path, and moves forward without resistance. The storm does not care, but only one of them remains at peace. This is why Amor Fati is so powerful. It frees you from unnecessary suffering. You no longer waste time asking, "Why me?" Instead, you say, "This is happening. How can I use it?" Loving your fate means trusting that every experience, whether joyful or painful, is part of your journey. It means seeing setbacks as lessons, losses as redirections, and pain as the price of strength. Do not wish for a different life. Do not regret the past. Love everything that happens, and you will find freedom. Death is the one certainty of life, yet most people live as if they will never die. They waste time on trivial worries, chase meaningless distractions, and put off what truly matters. The Stoics remind us of a simple but powerful truth, Memento Mori, remember you must die. This is not meant to be morbid or depressing, it is meant to wake us up. When you truly understand that your time is limited, you start to live with purpose, urgency, and clarity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." This is not a warning, it is a gift. Every moment wasted is a moment you will never get back. Every day you take for granted is one less day you have. Reflecting on death is not about fear but about focus. If you knew you had only a year left, what would change? Would you still hold grudges? Would you waste time seeking approval from others? Would you postpone your dreams? The truth is, you do not know how much time you have. So why live as if you have forever? Seneca warned, "You are living as if destined to live forever. Your own frailty never occurs to you. You waste time as if you had an abundance of it. Most people plan their lives as if they are guaranteed old age, but how many people die with regrets? How many wish they had taken more risks, loved more deeply, or pursued their true calling? Memento Mori is the cure for procrastination and hesitation. It forces you to ask, if today were my last day, would I be proud of how I lived? When you accept death, you stop fearing it. You stop avoiding difficult conversations. You stop postponing happiness. You stop wasting energy on meaningless conflicts. Instead, you focus on what truly matters: virtue, wisdom, love, and contribution. Death is not something to be feared. It is something to be honored by living well. Memento Mori is not about waiting for death. It is about using it as motivation to live fully. Every breath you take is one less breath you have. Every sunrise you see is one less you will witness. This is not meant to sadden you, but to empower you. Life is short, but that is what makes it precious. Live now, love now, act now, because one day there will be no more tomorrows. Indifference is often misunderstood. Many see it as a lack of emotion, a cold detachment from the world. But to the Stoics, indifference is not about being numb. It is about being free. It is about refusing to be controlled by things that do not matter, things that distract, weaken, and disturb the mind. The Stoic virtue of indifference teaches us to remain steady, unmoved by praise or criticism, success or failure, fortune or misfortune. It is the ability to focus only on what truly matters: our character, our actions, and our inner peace. Seneca reminds us, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Think of how much time is wasted worrying about things that will never happen. People stress over opinions, fear judgment, and replay past mistakes in their minds. They let the moods of others dictate their own emotions. They react to every insult, every rumor, every disappointment, as if it were a personal attack. But why? If an insult does not change who you are, why be offended? If someone dislikes you, why waste energy on their opinion? The Stoics teach that most things in life are neither good nor bad, they are indifferent. What makes them meaningful is how we choose to perceive them. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." This is where true power lies. Events happen, people talk, setbacks occur. These are external, beyond your control. But your reaction? That is entirely within your power. If you train your mind to be indifferent to what does not serve you, you become untouchable. No insult can offend you. No rejection can break you. No loss can destroy your peace. This does not mean ignoring the world or failing to care about important things. Rather, it means choosing where to direct your energy. Some things deserve your attention: your purpose, your growth, your loved ones. Everything else, gossip, envy, petty conflicts, is noise. Indifference is about protecting your mind from unnecessary suffering. Life is full of distractions designed to pull you away from yourself. People will test you, situations will challenge you. But remember this: what truly matters cannot be taken from you. Your values, your integrity, your wisdom, these are yours alone. Let the rest fade into the background. Master indifference, and you will master yourself. There will be moments in life when you must walk alone, not because you want to, but because the path you choose will not always be understood by others. The Stoics remind us that solitude is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced when necessary. If you live by your own principles, follow your own vision, and refuse to conform to what is easy or expected, you will find that the crowd often walks in a different direction. This is not a sign that you are lost. It is a sign that you are on the right path. Many people fear being alone. They cling to relationships, friendships, and social validation, even when these things no longer serve them. They stay in places where they do not belong because the idea of solitude terrifies them. But why? Why should you fear your own company? Why should you compromise your values just to fit in? Epictetus reminds us, the key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. If those around you discourage your growth, if they pull you away from your purpose, then it is better to walk alone. The greatest minds, the strongest spirits, the most unshakable individuals in history all knew this truth. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome, surrounded by power and influence, often reflected on solitude. He wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." He understood that peace does not come from the approval of others, it comes from within. The moment you stop seeking validation, the moment you stop relying on external approval, you become truly free. Walking alone does not mean isolating yourself or rejecting all companionship. It means having the strength to stand firm when your values are tested. It means refusing to compromise your integrity just to be accepted. It means understanding that not everyone will understand your journey, and that is okay. Some will doubt you. Some will mock you. Some will leave. Let them. The right people, those who truly align with your path, will find you in time. Until then, walk forward with confidence. Seneca advised, associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. If you cannot find such people, do not lower yourself to fit in with the crowd. The crowd is often lost, moving aimlessly, following trends, fearing judgment. Do not be afraid to stand apart, to be different, to be strong in your own solitude. In the end, the path of self-discipline, wisdom, and virtue is not always crowded. It is often a quiet road, traveled only by those with the courage to walk it. But it is the right road, the road that leads to true mastery of self, to true peace. If you must walk alone to stay true to yourself, then walk alone. You are not truly alone if you carry strength within.